Welcome back to Kasie DC. Joining me now from Manchester, New Hampshire, presidential candidate Marianne Williamson. Thanks for being back on the show, Marianne.
Thank you so much for having me.
So let me start with what's coming up here on the horizon, which is the third Democratic presidential debate. The deadline to be included on that stage is this Wednesday. And as of now, you have not met the polling threshold to land on that debate stage and potentially on future debate stages. How do you see yourself changing that game, getting on those stages?
Well, we made the 130,000 unique donors, and there are 17 DNC designated polls, and 4 of them have come out. So will the others come out? We don't know. You know, it's a very opaque process, this polling process. But I'm running for president. I had hundreds of people today in Newmarket, New Hampshire. I have money coming in. I have people attending my talks. I have people understanding what I'm talking about. We're having a conversation about America, the history of this country, how to navigate this phase that we're in, how to create the future that we want for our children and our children's children. That's what matters. And I feel that the American people are still thinking about this. They're processing. And as long as I feel there's a listening for that in terms of my campaign, that's what's going to determine what I do, not whether or not I get into one DNC debate. And even if I don't get into this one, I might get into the next one. There's something much more important going on here than what the DNC has to say.
I mean, how do you see yourself? I mean, several of the candidates that have dropped out in recent days, Jay Inslee, Seth Moulton, have acknowledged that they simply weren't getting traction in a field that still includes 21 candidates. How do you break out?
You know, when you talk about traction, the traction and how you break out, that's a dog and pony show to me. Let's talk about Jay Inslee for a moment.
But that's a presidential race,
made
though.
an immeasurable...
That's what it takes.
No, well, that's what I'm talking about, is I'm talking about a presidential race. Jay Inslee made an immeasurable contribution by talking about the climate the way he has. His being here was important. Whether or not he continued in the race is not as important as what he brought to it. I'm bringing something. I'm talking about children and millions of traumatized American children. I'm talking about race in a deeper level than has been talking about. I'm talking about a Department of Peace and waging peace. I'm talking about creating a moral economy. That's what matters. The conversation I'm having with the American people. Not this, you know, when you're in New Hampshire like I am, I'm very clear that it's what's happening in the minds of people in New Hampshire, what's happening in the minds of people in Iowa, what's happening in the minds of people in South Carolina, Nevada, and California. That's where this campaign is. And for those of us who are actually in the campaign, that's where you keep your attention, not what I call the political media industrial complex. That's not what politics should be about. It should be about the conversation that the American people are having. And people are ready for a deeper conversation than just a horse race, and that's what I'm providing, and I feel that I'm being heard.
Well, so it sounds to me like you're saying that in the case of Jay Inslee, he brought climate change to the conversation. You're also bringing something absolutely different to the conversation, but I don't hear you talking about winning.
How do you know? Absolutely, I'm talking about winning. Jay Inslee left because he felt that he should leave. I'm staying because I feel that I should stay, and I'll be here as long as I feel that I should be here, and that just might take me to the White House, Kasie. Donald Trump is president. Donald Trump is president, and I don't believe that he is just a politician. He's a phenomenon. I personally don't believe that an insider politics game is going to defeat that. I feel that the candidates on the Democratic side, we're sharpening our knives. The Republicans are bringing a gun to this. So we have to be creating a phenomenon of our own, and that phenomenon will have to do with an uprising of the consciousness and the inspiration of the American people, and that to me will not come from the same old conversation. That to me will come from a much more radical kind of truth-telling, and that's what I'm providing, and the American people know that.
So you say an insider politics game isn't going to beat Donald Trump.
Yes.
Are you talking about Joe Biden?
Well, listen, I'm good. Well, no, actually I'm not, because listen, let's make this very clear. Whoever the Democratic nominee is, whether it's me or anyone else, I'm all in, and I feel that from all of the candidates. We all know what the bottom line is. The bottom line is that a Democrat needs to win in 2020. So I'm all in for this, whoever it is. But I'm submitting to you that I don't believe that an insider politics game is going to create the kind of energy that we need. Let's look at the math here. Donald Trump did not win, and if he wins again, he will not win again, only because of the people who are so excited about Donald Trump. We need to do more than just have people who are angry at Donald Trump. We have to speak to all those millions of people who didn't even vote. And for that to happen, to really engage the people who didn't vote, the people who voted for Jill Stein, we have to offer up something more inspiring and more motivating than what we're talking about now. And that is what I believe that I am. I'm talking about a moral politics, a moral economy, dealing with the millions of traumatized American children, having a serious conversation about race in the United States, about reparative measures, not only with our past shadows regarding race, but also Native Americans.
Do you think Joe Biden could beat Donald Trump or not?
Peace. Well, listen, if Joe Biden is the nominee, I'm going to be in there for him. And I hope that if I'm the nominee, Joe Biden's going to be in there for me.
Sure, but I mean, do you think he could beat Trump?
The candidates. Listen, whoever the Democrat is, we're all going to be there and help and make sure that that person beats Trump. I just think that I'm the best person for the job.
All right, Marianne Williamson, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Best of luck on the campaign trail. We'll be watching.